You're busy and no one has time to be sick, including me. So if you want to be able to recover from a sickness like COVID more quickly, this episode is for you.
You're listening to the Dynamic Women podcast. Each week, you'll be inspired by our global community of women. They'll share with you tools and stories to help you be dynamic in every area of life. Here's your host, award-winning coach, and the CEO and founder of Dynamic Women, Diane Rolston.
Hello, lovely dynamic women, and welcome to the Dynamic Women podcast. I am your host, Diane Rolston. And yeah, today we're going to talk about living with COVID and how to get through a sickness faster. Full transparency, and I'm sure you already know this, I am not a doctor. This is not official medical advice. This is just 5 things that I know through the coaching world that can really help you in times when you're sick, in times when you have had an injury, or even in times when you're having some emotional struggles or there's a tragedy that's gone on in your life. I have, and I'm still in the midst really of having COVID. And so I'm going to try my best not to cough through this or clear my throat, but you might hear it in my voice that it's not as good as it can be. If you've had COVID or another, hard to get through flu or another infection, sinus infection or something, or even if you are at another time in your life when things are hard, these 5 things will help you to get better faster. I started getting sick I guess you don't know exactly when you're listening to this, but let's just say about 8 days ago, I started getting sick, started with this cough. And then that was on a Sunday and it moved into Monday, which was pretty intense with chills and body aches and headache that I just could not break. And as I said, I'm now on probably day 8 of my journey with COVID. There are lessons that I learned along the way and things I'm quite proud of myself for actually putting into place when normally my default would have really moved me to a place of not recovering quickly. The first one is to be self-aware. Listen to how you're feeling. This is going to help you to be able to see when mentally or physically, emotionally, or you are getting sick in another way. It's going to help you to see that. It's going to help you to catch it a lot sooner. And so on Sunday, I was thinking, man, I got this cough. This isn't normal. And I need to deal with this. I need to figure out what this is. And so when you listen to yourself, not just in the beginning, but listen to yourself all the way through whatever it is you're going through, you can make better choices. So you're going to be able to make choices not to push yourself. I had to make that tough decision to cancel a whole week of clients. I really know that past day 3 was the hardest because it was the start of my Dynamic Year program and I really wanted to do it. And I was thinking, how can I do this? And do I want to, maybe instead of a 2-hour, I could do a 1 hour? Could I record something and send it? And in the end, I thought, what am I doing? Why am I thinking, how can I make this happen? Well, I know that the answer is because my values of commitment are so strong. But I thought, I can do this, but to what damage? How tired would I be that day? And are my clients getting the best of me? Are they getting me as their most amazing coach, or are they getting sick me that's just trying to throw things together? So when you're self-aware, you can really check in with how am I doing? How am I feeling? And what do I need right now? Not how can I still live up to all of my commitments and responsibilities right now? That's not the question. When you are sick, when you're truly, truly sick, or you're really going through things, you need to think about where you are yourself. And then, number 2 is say yes to help. And you may be thinking, oh, I was sick before and no one helped me. But the key to this is letting other people know that you're sick and just how bad you are. And this is not to say you go on social media and you say, I'm very sick, people come and help me. But let those close to you know. Let neighbors know. Let family know. Let friends know. I let my church group, my women's church group know. And then when they offer help, say yes. Now, they may offer something physical and they might just tell you they're going to do it. Like I had some lovely people say, I'm going to drop off some soup to you. I'm going to bring by this type of meal, or I'm going to bring you some medicine or whatever it may be. They might just tell you. And sometimes that's easier to receive because then you can just say, okay, and then it's coming. But know that if they say, can I pick anything up for you? Can I get you anything? I thought, wow, I've got someone picking up a couple of things that I needed. And I felt comfortable saying yes. And so she got me some vitamins that I needed and some other things. I honestly can't really remember right now. But she said, I'm going to the store. What can I get you? And so I had her pick up a few groceries for me. And that was just so helpful because at the time, I didn't even feel like getting up to go get more water or to go to the bathroom. So say yes to these people. And it might mean that they say, how can I help? Or what can I do? Or let me know what I can do. So ask yourself the question of, how can they help? Give them that ability to support you because you would probably support them. So why not give them the chance to reciprocate back to you? And so some ideas are have them bring an actual meal that's ready to go. I was so lucky to have a girl from my soccer team tell me that she was going to chop up some vegetables and get some chicken and some broth and bring it so it's easy for me to make soup. And I really appreciated that. So that's another way to do it where if you're not really good at cooking and you don't want to buy soup, you can bring the ingredients. So bringing meals, bringing groceries, getting medicine. Another thing is I actually reached out to my neighbors to ask if they would bring my kids to school in the morning. They normally walk together. But because my daughter had band and then my son had to go to school about 50 minutes later, it was like, how am I going to get them there? I cannot function. I cannot get in the car and drive them. I can't walk them. What do I do? And so getting that support from neighbors, and I had to ask around, to see what timing would work around their schedule also. And then to have them help was just so wonderful. I didn't micromanage it. I just let them do it. Also, have team members pick up the slack for you. This might mean delegating something that you normally do. I just had to do that at my meeting today. I just don't have my head in it enough to be able to really put these things, some of the things together that I've now passed off to my team. And so you may be thinking, I'm okay. There are other people sicker than me. And for the most part, my husband was not sick in the beginning. And so I thought, no, it's okay. He can do these things. But the thing is, he has to take care of other things and take care of me. And so I'm glad I said yes because he had his own things going on. And you have to ask yourself, your head is above water now, but for how long will it be? Because as soon as my husband and my kids started getting sick, I actually had to step into the nurse role, which is often the case for moms, so that I didn't really get to rest fully. The third thing to do is to up your nutritional intake. Now, you know that if you put good food in you, then you're going to heal a lot faster. And so those soups and the other clean foods are a great thing to have, but also thinking about supplements, vitamins, tinctures, teas, even IV drips, whatever it is. Think about what are all the things I could possibly take, and can I take more of it than normally I would take? So for my vitamin C, I tripled it. But what I learned is I was trying to take all of it at the same time. And really I should be taking it throughout the day. So taking 2 pills morning, lunch, and in the evenings. Also taking way more vitamin D than I normally take, as well as listening to others and their approach to getting healthier and hearing that selenium is good and elderberry gummies. And that's what one of my friends ended up picking up for me. Now there's a lot of other things I'm taking as well. And so talking with a naturopathic doctor today about what I can do to help get better faster. Now, 4 and 5 are things that she reminded me I needed to do, and I was not happy about it. But with the nutritional intake, Don't be afraid to ask friends to drop off more vitamins, supplements, fruits, vegetables, clean food for you, and to even have them prepare it. And if that means that you pay them for it or they just make it out of the goodness of their heart, that's fine. I had someone say, I'm going to Costco. Do you want me to get you anything? And I gave her a full list because I knew that would get me through many days of not having to go to the grocery store. And I really, really appreciated that. This podcast review comes from Spice Diva CEO, otherwise known as Jackie Rougeau. And she gave a 5-star review that says, loved the info and tips shared in this podcast and other podcasts put on from Diane Rolston. I am able to learn great tips that I can use in my everyday life and in my business. She breaks things down, and it helps us think about what is holding us back that we haven't really even thought about. I love her tip to focus on one thing at a time. It is hard when you're trying to do too many things at once. Thank you, Diane. You are so welcome, Jackie. Thank you for being one of our listeners, and a special thanks for doing a review. And so you are going to get something special in the mail from me. If you haven't done a review, please share, what is it that you love about this podcast? And feel free if you have any ideas for who I should interview, or you just have a topic that you'd like me to cover, please reach out to me, Diane at DianeRolston.com. Thanks so much. Number 4, prioritize your health. Now, this one is super hard for me because in the beginning, it was easy because I couldn't do anything. I was just laying there and I couldn't read. My brain couldn't get its head around things. I did not go into the office at all. I just canceled everything and just prioritized myself. But now I'm hearing that if I want to actually get healthier and be recovered. So I think there's a difference between being in it fully and then being on the mend. And so I'm probably on the mend right now, but I have to prioritize my health. And it sounds like, okay, yeah, that's obvious, right? But I thought I could play soccer this weekend coming up. And today is just the start of the week. And my naturopath said, no, Diane, you should wait 2 to 3 weeks. And I was asking, well, is it just the cardio piece of it? What if I was, just to play a little bit? Or what if I was just go for light runs or just do Pilates? And she said, no, you shouldn't do any of it for another couple weeks at least. And then ease back into the Pilates and some walks. And this is so frustrating because I've spent so much time being injured that I'm finally back into soccer. And now that I'm in it, we only have a few games left and I'm missing a whole bunch of games, which is really hard for me because commitment is such a huge value of mine. Also, I just want to play now that I was injury free, but to give up soccer and Pilates and hiking and these things that I just physically could start doing is so frustrating. And I just feel gutted about it. I have to say no to things I love, things that I've already prioritized, things that I've committed to. And that's what's really, really hard. But at this moment, I need to prioritize myself and my health. And that's the same for you. So I've said yes to working kind of a light schedule. And I've said yes to pushing off some of the things that maybe don't have to be done right now. And doing my best to prioritize my health. And sometimes hearing it from a doctor is where you need to hear it from so that you just don't make the decision for yourself and that someone else steps in and advocates for you. And all of these 4 really come down to the last one, number 5, which is rest. Rest is so important. And then you might be thinking, yeah, I'm going to rest at night or I'm going to nap in the day, and that's great. But are you getting enough rest entirely throughout the day? Did you just jump back into a 100% schedule? That's not easing back in. That's making it really hard. And while you may think, it's okay, I can do it. I'm getting through it. You're getting through it, but at what cost? So sleep is crucial. And when you're sick, I know with my cough, man, last night's sleep really sucked. I kept waking myself up coughing, and my problem is I like achieving. And so even when I am sick, I will be like, oh, gotta listen to a podcast, gonna read a book, gonna, do and achieve. Well, what if achieving was how good can you get at resting? How good can you get at being kind to yourself? Yeah, this morning it was funny, the little voices that were playing games in my mind after I got up and got the kids off to school because they're better. I then felt, okay, my first day back in the office, I'm gonna go have my breakfast, which I'd actually pre-made the day before because I made 2 breakfasts in one to make it easier on me today. And I thought, after that, I'm going to get into the office. I'm going to get all this stuff done. I'm going to achieve a bunch of stuff because I'm not going to Pilates. And I just thought, oh, I got to just sit on the couch for a minute. And sitting turned into, I'd really like to lie down for a moment. It turned into lying down. And then I thought, oh, maybe I'll just close my eyes and have a nap. And then there was this battle of like, I can't nap now. This is my first day back. I haven't even achieved anything yet today. And I look over at the kitchen, I've left the light on, and I know it would be so easy to just warm up my breakfast. By warm up, it's because I had eggs and broccoli and sweet potato all ready to go. And so I really just had to warm it and make my coffee and head to the office. And the battle was going on. And I remembered, I just need to rest. I need to be self-aware. I need to listen to myself and prioritize my health. And so I pulled over a blanket, closed my eyes, and I woke up an hour and a half later. And that's when breakfast and my day started. And that's okay. That's okay if you do that. That's okay if you need that. You don't have to be achieving every moment of every day. And that's super hard for me to really live that all the time. So I hope that you can avoid getting COVID. I thought, oh man, it's almost been 2 years that we didn't catch it. This is amazing. But you might get it. You might have had it. And in the future, at some point, you're going to get sick. I hope that doesn't happen to you, but I know you're going to get sick at some point, or you're going to hurt yourself, or you're going to need like a mental health day. You're going to have a tragedy, something. And so remember these 5 things. Be self-aware, say yes to help, up your nutritional intake, prioritize your health, and rest. Now, again, I'm not a doctor, but what I have found from personal use of these, as well as talking with clients, is that we push ourselves so much that we don't always let ourselves just be present and be in flow. So care for yourself, because really you are the most important person in your life, and you are worthy of being cared for, not only by yourself, but by others. If you haven't yet, please hit subscribe, write a review, and share with a friend. So until next time, stay healthy and stay dynamic. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, Dynamic Women, for joining us today. Please hop on over to iTunes to subscribe and leave us a review. Who do you know who needs to hear our message? We'd love it if you'd share our channel with your friends and family. If you're ready to be more dynamic, have more balance and more success, head over to www.dynamicwomenclub.com/free gift for your Key to Success book. Stay dynamic.